Let's go mudlarking.
We found one of these a while ago when we were here.
But as I stepped over the brick,
Yeah.
I saw a body by the side of my foot.
A body. Oh, you might enjoy it in there.
It's like sale day at Arrett's. But some of you may remember off the live show that we had this church warden pipe. Today we're beginning our mudlark here on the Sarawi at the mill because it has a Titanic connection and also a link to a subject close to the heart of our friends and guests who've joined us. Yes, today again we have our friends Pete and Kaz, who are the Crafty Caravanners.
Hello.
If you haven't seen their channel, where have you been? Go check it out. Not now, wait till you finish watching this, but straight after. And while chatting with Pete, we realised he has an interest in radio am.
That's right, I'm a licensed radio amateur user.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I knew that this place would be of interest to at least one of the two. I knew Kaz would like the location, but I knew Pete would like the history because it was here that a gentleman, the son of the mill owner, working at the mill, picked up the signal from the Titanic expressing their urgent need for assistance. I understand that he ran all the way to the local police station, reported what he'd heard, and they laughed. They said it was rubbish, it was nonsense, the Titanic couldn't be sinking. Until 2 days later, that's when the official news reached these shores. So I think the history is quite impressive, and Pete understands how impressive at that point in time, 100 and odd years ago.
Why was it so impressive then, Pete?
He was able to receive a signal without the use of things like we take for granted, things like semiconductors. Radio theory was very rudimentary. Crew transmitters in operation, but yet he received a signal from, I think it was 3,000 or 4,000 miles away on something that resembled probably a piece of wet string.
So it was a can on either end.
Yes, yes.
It wasn't far off. But,
no, yeah.
And of course, he went on to, although no one believed him on the day, it certainly gave him notoriety. Because you were saying that he eventually ended up working on your side of the water.
He did. He ended up working for the Marconi factory in Avonmouth.
There we go.
Yeah.
You know, amazing stuff and great history. But of course, we're also here to do a little bit of river walking and mudlarking. So we're going to have a little look around this point just to show them the sights, and I'm sure they'll share those with you. And then we're going downriver to see what treasures we can discover.
So here we are, down on the river. What a wonderful place to be. The clouds have come over, so it's not quite so bright and sparkly, but you can still see the light dancing on the water. You can still see the odd mudlarker or two. Hello.
And of course, when the sun does come out, we've got shade.
Yes.
And tons of it. We're under a canopy of leaves here, which is absolutely gorgeous. I'm quite feeling the right temperature at the moment.
Yes. Feet in the water. Should we go in? What do you think? Okay. Pop your wellies on. We're going in. Oh, that's cold. We've been down on this river beach a few minutes and look what I found. It's some ridged pottery. Where would a Johnson mudlark be without ridged pottery? And there's more. There's another piece there. And also there's a gorgeous piece of river glass there. Very nice. I'll pop you down. You can see what you can see. Don't forget. Shout if you see something. What's that? A lump of nondescript metal. And another piece of china, but that's white. Oh look, there's a huge piece of ridged pottery. This is the sort of place you don't find many whole things, but you do find lots of little bits and pieces. Oh, there's part of a poison bottle. Shame that wasn't whole. But what an interesting piece of glass. Whoops, there's not much left of the bottle, but it says larked. So we're on a mudlark and there's the word lark. I like that. It's a bit sharp, but I think we'll keep that. Ooh. Now, on one of our mudlarks we found part of Zorro's mask, but that, whoops, slippery there, was up in Yorkshire. But now we've got the remnants of a Zorro. What do you call that? Fossil? You can see where the heat of his sword was so hot it fused all these rocks into one big Z. Wow, the mark of Zorro. There's an interesting little tin. I don't think it's very old, but I'm not going to open it because I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't see what's in there. We'll take it back to Phil, and he can check with his glasses, see what's in there, see if it's okay to open. I think it probably is, but I'd rather check. Let's go find Phil. So what do you reckon that is, glasses man?
Aha. Oh, I'm not sure. It was a paper label, wasn't it?
Yes, but I don't want to open it in case it's something not safe to open. No, you're
Well,
going
what
to
if
open
I
it
open
anyway.
it?
Yes, go on then.
Because I don't care. I'm just going to put this lot down because we've been challenged.
Right.
We've been challenged to a game of play no pattern by the Crafty Caravanners, so I'm collecting the pieces.
Right.
So I'll just put those down a second. I'll show you my little bit of river glass. You have a look at that, dear.
Oh, it's a cute piece of river glass. Oops. Very nice. I don't mean to put it down, but is there anything special about it, or is it just a piece of river glass?
No, it's just a piece of river glass.
Right, okay, if there was a little mark on it or a symbol, but no.
No, it's just, this is cross-threaded, see?
Ah, right, okay then.
So,
Ooh,
I'm going to try pressing it back on there,
right.
in the
Oh,
hope that it'll
what a
now...
man, what a man.
It doesn't mean it'll undo though.
Oh, come on, you can do this. Or maybe you can't.
Surely.
Well, you're thinking it anyway.
I don't think I can. I'll tell you what, leave it with me,
Right.
and I'll let you know if I have any success.
Okay. As much as one of the reasons I come mudlarking is for the scenery and the relaxation of the river, I also come with something in mind, usually. You it's just a matter of covering more ground. We need to go right round that corner there, and to do that we've got to go up on the path, along and down again.
I found the brick.
Oh, Phil found the brick. There's a surprise. What have you got on your brick this time?
But it's not the brick that has attracted my attention the most.
Right, what is it? The
There's a lovely brick, look, St Julian's Newport.
Right.
So that's a nice brick.
Yes.
Mile or two out of Newport St Julian's.
Yep.
Put my glasses on just to read it. But as I stepped over the brick,
Yeah.
I saw a body by the side of my foot.
A body.
I believe so.
Oh, a real living body, a dead body. Ooh, skin coloured.
A body.
Pale skin coloured. Let's have a look. Oh, look, it is.
It's a
little
body.
doll.
It is a body.
Oh, wow.
I'm not joking.
We've never
It's a
found
body.
that much of a little. Oh, look. Let's go watch
Is it
this.
China or plastic?
It's plastic.
That's all right. We'll settle for plastic.
Let's go watch
It's a
that
real
out.
body, and I do put it into the ground.
Oh, look. It's a cute little baby sucking their finger.
That's a beaut, isn't it?
It is. Strange that it's double layered. Very weird. Oh, that's nice. That's the first major piece of a baby doll thing we found, isn't it?
Yeah, let's look at the back again. Do you think that was made to clip the back onto? Do you think it clipped together? That's where it glued.
Oh, it's the lip to glue.
The lip.
Oh, I
That's
see
what
what
I'm
you mean.
thinking, to give it, what's the word?
Something to grab onto.
Yeah, the
Right. Ah, yes, could well be. Oh, shit, we can't find the back. I wonder who played with that as a child. I wonder if they lost it or whether it got thrown away when they grew up.
Well, you never know. Perhaps we'll come back in a 12 months' time and find the other half.
That'd be good.
Because it wouldn't be the first time that we have found two bits of something separated by quite a considerable space of time
No,
on
this is
this
true.
river. This is the place where on two visits, for a year apart, we found two pieces of pottery that actually joined together. And there
Look at that. Pretty
he
impressive.
is. There he is. Now, I've got another two pieces of pottery that I wish to join from another mudlark. Also, I'd like to show you this in Pride of Place down at the shed. So having heard that the weather is even brighter back home than it is here, shall we pop over there, have a quick cuppa, have a look at this, see a little bit of how the work's progressing, and I'll tell you what, I'll even show you my new fire. Come on, let's go over to the shed. Well, here we are at the shed. I've got a nice cup of coffee. I've got to be honest, perhaps a cold glass of lemonade would be better today because the sun is beaming through these windows and the glassware is looking beautiful as the light picks up on it. But I still have so much more to do here. So I better get this coffee drunk and then a little more work, because there's lots of things to be put onto shelves. There's lots of shelves to go up. But of course, it's not going to stay summer for much longer. We are having gorgeous weather late in the year. But the winter's coming and I want this to be a place I can come to all year round. So join me now as you watch the installation of not only more shelves, not only displaying more finds, but I'm going to put my fire in as well. Well folks, I'm pretty pleased with the look up here, but I've got one gap left, and before we go back over to enjoy the rest of the lark, I'm just going to put something together for up on the shelf. Come and join me over on the desk. Well, here we have it, that beautiful piece of pottery that I found 2 bits of when I did my Tarzan impression while following after Mr. Tom Burley up a steep bank in climbing a tree. So I'm just going to put this together now and give it pride of place up there on the shelf. Okay, here we go. Dab of glue on here. You know the routine by now. And a dab of glue on here. And then it's just a case of hold it in place and see that it sticks. Let's have a look what we can do. There we go. Just pop that back in the pot. Prevent any further accidents, because as you all know, I have had a few in the past. And then I'll just find its location there. Give it a squeeze down. Hold on to it for a few seconds and see how we do. And there we have it. No, it's not as good as new, but it is perfect to go on the shelf. Another magical memory of a wonderful day, and now it's going up on the shelf to sit amongst the other bits and pieces that have been brought back to life through our mudlarking trips. And there we have it folks, our latest addition to the collection here in the shed. And hope you've enjoyed seeing the shed coming together. There's lots more work to do, and I'll be sharing it all with you over the weeks, and then when it's all kitted out we'll get to work on restoring some of these pieces and creating things with them amongst all of our treasures that we have in the shed. But before I send you back and join you over on our adventure, let's just see the fire in all its glory. I have just discovered something that makes that brick more interesting.
Oh yes, what's that?
It's the first time I've had a brick that tells you where it's from on both sides.
Ooh, very posh.
Now that's what I call a posh brick.
Oh yes.
Mind you, St Julian's is a posh bit of Newport. Right, I've seen a brick. I'm not going to pick it up. I'm not going to dig it out.
Right.
There's only a third of it showing, but just for all of our regulars out there, little test of your knowledge, I'm going to ask Caroline now to show you the brick as it is, and you can put in the comments, where's it from? It's just behind your welly, dear.
Behind my welly. Oh, it's a mystery. Where is this brick from? Do you know? Oh, there's some cob nuts or peggy nuts, depending on what you call them. So I would assume if we look up, we'll find a nut tree. There we go. One nut tree. And what have you got?
I have a handle.
Not another handle.
I have a handle. I have nothing to attach my handle to, but I have a handle.
Lovely. Strange bird. I haven't seen one like that before. We go and look closer. Buzzing a bit. I think maybe it's an insect. Ooh, it's gonna get us! Run! Ah!
I often say that as mudlarkers we give the strangest of gifts.
We do.
And today I actually did clear it with Kaz before making presentation of this
Are you
gift.
sure? Is this true?
I did.
Yes, I did
Whether
ask,
I'll regret it or not will remain to be.
because not everybody's into bricks,
No.
but I did find a very nice brick, and I
Right.
decided to give my very nice brick to my very nice friend, Pete. So there is a brick from St Julian's in Newport.
Oh, thank you very much.
And the reason that it's a very nice brick is I've never found one before. If you turn it over, they took the trouble to print it on both sides.
Oh wow.
That they don't usually do. So I thought that made it special, and as I did make the comment earlier on, they're rather posh in St Julian's, so that's probably why. So hopefully you can find a door that will need a doorstop.
We certainly will. We certainly will.
I know exactly the door actually.
Oh, there you go. And what have you got there, Kaz?
Well, it might be a bit of ridge pottery.
Ooh, what is a Johnson Mudlark without ridge pottery? Look at this for a big chunky handle. Whoa, that was off a flagon. I don't know if we'll find the whole flagon, but we will keep looking. There's some more ridge pottery. No surprise there. And part of the bottle, I did wonder if it was green, but it's not. It's algae on clear glass. A lot of things are inside there, but the knotweed has taken over the banking and is hiding all the treasures. This is a place to come back to in the winter.
Okay folks, there's a brick, and there's a chunk of what I would think is a pudding basin, I would imagine.
You showing people a brick again?
No. What I spotted initially when I asked Caroline for the camera was this here, which I thought initially, I thought it was a penny, but it's not.
Oh, it's a stone.
But as I picked it up,
Oh, what's that? A bottle stopper.
see?
Looks like it could be. Oh, yes!
So a brick and a piece of china attracted my eye to a coin that was a stone, and beyond the stone there was, I can't see what quite was on there.
It's a C, is it? Or a U?
It's a U, is
Or
it?
an M?
But a bottle stopper.
Oh, well done.
So there we go. I went on a little treasure trail and came up with a bottle stopper. That'll do me. Our Caroline does like making a splash.
Ooh, look here, is that something off like a reel-to-reel tape? Oh yes, there's still some reel-to-reel tape on it, I think. Ooh. Yes, I think it's a reel of a reel-to-reel tape. Ooh, what's this? Ah. Ding dong! Ding dong, ding dong! Anybody in? Ooh, I wonder if there are any goodies up there. I know there are goodies behind all that knotweed. We just can't get to them. Oh, that is so frustrating. Aha, look what I found. It's not a whole one, it's just the front of a shopping trolley. What is a Johnson Mudlark without finding a shopping trolley? Or a bit of one. With the wheel off. Poor thing. Ooh, talk about wheels, look at this. Whoa, that's a big one. What's that on there? Ooh, the stick. Something very smelly. It's not. Whoa, I wonder what that's off. Now that could be off one of the drams from the local coal mine. I certainly couldn't be sure, but it could be. Is there anything else metallic or mining related or even exciting here? Ooh, it's amazing what you do find. You can come out with your preconceived ideas, well I want to find this, this and this, but yet you still find interesting things you never expected to find. Have you seen anything yet? Have I missed anything? A few videos ago, apparently I walked past the coin and everybody was shouting, but I couldn't have heard, and I carried on walking and got left behind. So if you do see something today, please shout extra loud. I must be going a bit deaf. Here's one of those, whatever one of those is. More metal. No idea, it's a big question mark, isn't it? Oh, there's a tomato plant. Somebody must have had their sandwiches down here. And a tomato seed from the plant has fallen, well from the tomato, has fallen into the soil and grown. And there's a big question mark. Ah, now there are some interesting things here. And I know Kaz is looking for something like this. Some old jars and things. We'll have a quick look, but then we let her come and have her pick of which one she wants. Look at these. They're so pretty. Look, there's a gravy boat with little pattern on. We've got tablespoon jars. Marmalade jars. I think they're going to have a whale of a time here. Oh, look. There's a bottle stopper, a glass bottle stopper. Right. You'll have to check out her video and see how many things she finds, and she may find things that I've missed. Come on. You walk over here and let them have a look. See what goodies they can come up with. Here they come. There may be one or two things over here that will catch your eye.
Oh. Do I look like the Grim Reaper
Yes.
with a hat on?
Any lengths to stop you getting a fine.
I know.
That's right. You can't
People
pass.
back.
You
They're
can't
mine.
pass.
They're mine. Keep away from my marmalade pots. Where's the mudlark without a ball?
Kaz doesn't care. She's off.
Keep your ball, Cassius. I'm getting in ya.
Ooh. Well, you might enjoy it in there.
It's like sale day at Arrett's. For a mudlarker, of course. I have a tiny find.
A tiny. Oh, that's cute.
So it's a screw top, but I took it down and washed it, and
Yeah.
it has Beecham's written on every single corner.
Oh, yes. It's a four-cornered Beecham's. I just made that name up, but we shall now for henceforth refer to those as four-cornered Beecham's.
I only ever knew of Beecham's powders, but obviously they had something that went in a bottle.
Jar here. Ooh. Some sort of nasty looking paste in there. Maybe I should wash this out in the river before putting it in the bag. Fancy a cup of tea?
Jeez. Guys, have you got any of this stuff? Because I don't want to.
No, it's for you
No,
to pick
carry
all
on,
back
carry
up.
on,
You
it's
can
your
come back another
visit.
time.
We can always come back when they've been digging again.
This one teapot is possibly beyond repair.
Oh, I don't think so. You're a bit pessimistic, Pete.
Don't take a bit. Well, I'll put it in the keep pile over here.
No, you haven't got
In
it.
case you find the rest.
I do understand that is a little bit demise.
Yeah. We don't see them
It's a
that
sheer,
old.
that's a sheer top, isn't it? But
Yeah.
it's been sheared.
Lovely colour.
Yeah.
Very nice.
They look nice.
Oh, I feel a.
Don't cut your finger. What have you got?
I thought I had a tiny little pot,
Oh,
but I don't. It's the neck of a bottle, but it still has the cork in the top.
oh yes. Very cute. Very sweet.
It is, isn't it?
You going to keep that?
Probably not. Oh look,
Hmm.
is it a cork or is it?
I don't know. It may not be
It
cool.
might be a vulcanised bottle stopper.
Let's have a look. Feels wood. Take it home and clean it
I'll
up.
take it home and have a look because I'm curious now because I thought that was a pushing cork, but it's actually a screw in and possibly something that predates the vulcanised.
We'll check that out.
We'll have a look.
If you want to find out what it is, then check back 9 o'clock every Saturday night.
Yep.
Live show where we clean up our finds, have a quiz, and generally have a good old natter.
See you there.
Ooh, let's have a look what's here. Oh, it's a pot. A pot. A chamber pot. Paint pot.
No,
It's a marmalade pot.
mucky
Ooh,
yucky in
white yucky horrible stuff inside.
no maker's name in the bottom there.
There's something, but I can't see what it is. It's the bottom of something big and glass. And what else have we got? Let's have a look. Mainly bits of china. There's some rich pottery, no surprise there. And
We have found a pocket watch case on this river once, so you never know what's going to turn up.
look at this. That is pretty much the same colour as our face fill.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's off the same thing.
No, I don't think so. But
It's
obviously,
green.
a colour of that time, possibly. What was here?
It seems to say something, doesn't it?
Something here.
L. Is it?
Yeah, that could
Possibly.
be.
Ooh! Oh. Oh. Is this what I think it is? Is this what I think it is? Oh yes, look, it's a pipe stem. Oh, I'm really excited now. Really excited. It's our first bit of pipe stem we found on this mudlark. So there may be more. Keep your eyes peeled. Don't forget, shout if you see a bit.
For your collection, my dear, I
Yeah.
have you, I believe, a paste pot, hopefully it's all,
Let's have a look.
just there in the mud.
See if you can see it. No hole. Oh, is it hole? Oh, it's shipping.
Oh, any shippings? Well, there we go.
Give it a spill.
It's got everything going for it, that one.
Oh, look at that. One shipping space pot. which is, for those people who perhaps don't watch us regularly, it's a meat paste pot, not a wallpaper paste pot, where it's a bit like poor man's pate. In a pot and you put it in your sandwiches.
Well, all my efforts have failed on this little pot because I don't have the tools to open it, but this sounds like there could be something in there. So tell you what, me and the folks are going to pop over to the shed, love.
Right.
We'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to go and open this while you and Pete and Kaz carry on searching the river here.
See you when you get back.
Okay. Welcome back to the shed. 2 visits today thanks to this little pot. Now obviously the problem down at the river is, how do you get a grip on something this small which has got a lovely grip line round the top but nothing to hold the bottom? The answer is, you head to the shed and you grab the right tool for the job. And here I have a very small mole grips. I used to use these underground and had much bigger ones than these, but this is a nice neat set. I've just wound it back to its full extent and I'm hoping that it will grip the base so that I can try and turn the top. That's the idea. So let's get it down on the workbench and see what we can do. Just clear a bit of space here and put the mole grips in place. I'm just using it as a small vise. So I'm just going to make sure it doesn't grip the lid, because otherwise I'll be fighting against myself. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of pressure, not too much, don't want to damage the tin, and then see what we can do here. That's pretty tough. Oh, hang on, something's moving. Right. So the lid is off and we are about to find out, was it worth all the effort? Oh, it's obviously quite wet. But, yep, I know what that is. Yes, folks, after working 11 years underground, I actually spent 12 years in the coals industry, but of course the great miners' strike of 83-84 meant I wasn't in work for 1 year. But I was there for 11 years, spent most of that underground, much of it on the coal faces, working as a mechanic. And the aroma that comes out of this tin, I'm quite used to wafting down through the coal face. As the boys on the coal face, in order to keep their nostrils clear, but also as a substitute for cigarettes, as taking a cigarette underground was punishable by imprisonment, they would take snuff. Yeah, 2 regular habits for miners was chewing tobacco, which was twist, and snuff. Now, in my day, I've chewed some twist, but I never got on with snuff. Tried it once and it nearly blew my head off. So there we have it, folks. That is 1 full tin of snuff. I suppose we should ask ourselves the question, how did it come to be where it was? Well, I'm not certain. Because of the lacquering of the tin, there's every possibility that this is older than it appears. There's every possibility that on the bottom there would have been the flavour of the snuff as it was marked up and tinned by the tobacconist. This isn't a product that is common today by a long way. So maybe this was belonging to a collier. Maybe it got dropped, came up the pit, ended up in the river, washed through with the coal, and then picked up by Caroline all these years later. And I say years later because we don't have any mines left in South Wales these days. They've all shut. But an interesting find, an historical find. And I hope you've enjoyed just taking a look with me. And I'm sure Caroline will be thrilled when she gets to see in the edit what we have seen in the shed. While we're over here, I thought I'd take a couple of minutes before I pop back down to the river with the rest of them and share another little project with you based on our video today. Because of course, this little fella was with me down on the river. I showed it to you because this is part of our history with that particular stretch of the Sarawi River, as we found these 2 bits on separate days. But I just wondered if perhaps it would be time to put this chap on a plinth. Okay, I've had a good rummage around and I've came up with a decision. I've decided to go with a gift. Now, this gift was from Estelle. This is something that is brand new in as much as it's never been sold and used, yet it's not the sort of thing you'd pick up around the place today, because Estelle rescued this from a museum that was closing down and items that were being discarded. But it wasn't on its own, because that, as you could tell, is far too long, as churchwarden pipes were. As you can see here, it was a much longer affair and wouldn't really fit on our plinth. That is over twice the length of the plinth. But with it, in the gift, nicely wrapped, was this one. Now, that needs to be displayed. That needs to be seen by people. So let's see if I'm right as we put it all together. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that as much as I have. Bringing all those memories together, creating a piece of art as far as I'm concerned. Bringing together all of the emotions and the pieces and making something which I think really looks wonderful. If you agree, then let me know in the comments. But before we go back over now to the river, I'll just give you one glimpse of that little work of art in its pride of place, sitting on top of my fire here in the shed.
Oh, look! It's a body! Oh, wow! It's got no head, it's got no feet, but it's a body! A red body. I wonder why it's a red body. Oh, I like that! Oh, that's exciting. That's the sort of thing that is a surprise. I never expect to find anything like this, and now, here it is. Oh, let's have a look if we can see the head. We'll spot it because it'll be red. Can you see a red head? Oh, what a shame. I wonder if the head snapped off and rolled down. Let's have a look. If it does, it may have gone into all these roots. No, I can't see the head, but still I'm happy with the body. Let's give him a little wash, or her. Yep, that's like terracotta, little terracotta body. What a lovely find. I think that's probably my find of the mudlark. What do you reckon? What's that? Yeah. Oh no, have I lost it? It's gone, I've lost it. Right, can you see it, anyone? It rolled down. Could be underneath these. Oh no! Can't believe I lost it. I think it may have been a brass handle or a doll's head or something. And I've lost it. Oh! That is very annoying. Well, I didn't find the bit I lost, but I found this. Now, I think that that is a pocket watch, which I think is better probably than the thing I lost. We found one of these a while ago when we were here, and there seems to be where the hands were. There's the winder on the top. There's a lump of rock that's welded itself to the stopwatch, and you can just about see the watch workings in there. So we have found another pocket watch. What a wonderful find. I never thought we'd find one, and now that definitely wins at the best find of the mudlark.
Could it be the innards for the case I found?
It could be. Now that would be interesting, wouldn't it, if that fits inside the case?
I've just got to find the case amongst all those thousands of things I've
yes.
got.
It could be. Wow. Oh, I'm really pleased to find that. I'm almost glad I lost the other handle, because
If you hadn't been searching,
I wouldn't have found that.
no, it's one of those tales again of you never know what you're going to turn up when you're looking for something else.
That's right, so I'm pleased. Oh, and there we have it. It's a ball. What is a Johnson's mudlark without a ball? You've gone on ahead, so we're all on lonesome, lonesome. Well, I'm not. I'm glad you're with me. Keep me company. What's that? It's a lump of unidentified metal. Lots of leaves. The leaves now starting to hide all the pines. I think I can see a big ball over there. Can you see it? We'll have a look. See if we can get that far. Aha, I was right. It's a ball. I don't know if I can reach it. Give it a try. Ooh. Here he comes. It's a strawberry ball. I wonder if that was ever red. Oh, I think so, because that is quite pink. So I think it's just bleached in the sun. Look what I found.
Ooh. That's a rather large looking.
It is, isn't it? I could see that from the distance. I thought I've got to check and see what it is.
Oh, there we go.
Very useful. I've always wanted one.
Yes. What is a mudlark without one of them?
Yeah.
I've got a couple of bits.
Ooh, let's look what you got.
I'll just put that down there a second. And they're broken bits, but pretty.
Oh yes, that's nice.
That was pretty elegant in its time, wasn't it?
Lovely.
As was the teapot to go with it.
Yep,
rather
some
nice.
nice patterning on there.
And I may take this with me, because if I can
Crumbling.
cut it and keep crumbling on, gives me another green glass candle
Holder.
for a
Local
tea light in
interest.
it.
Very nice.
And I thought that would be nice, because crumbling is quite close to home and has a lot of history, and of course crumbling is where we found our best ever pipe find,
Yep.
so that's got its own personal touch.
Oh wow, now this is a real rarity. This tree, it's a very special tree. You see these once in a lifetime. If I show you the leaves on this tree, they look very much like a sycamore leaf, but they're not. And the thing that's unusual about this tree isn't even the way they tend to get coated in moss. It's the fruit that they produce. Now, if you see one of these, they really are worth taking a photograph or a video of. You need to document it, because this is the lesser spotted mudlark tree, and it actually grows little trowels. Look at that. I have never seen one before, and once in a lifetime I will never see one again. Oh, this is absolutely amazing. I'm going to contact Kew Gardens, ask them if they'd like to see if they can take some seeds from this tree and propagate it. What a wonderful find. Once in a lifetime. Wow.
We are going to do a game of plain or patterned Crafty Caravanners versus the Johnsons.
Okay, we've been challenged to a plain or pattern challenge, and the cameramen are ready. You ready, Pete?
I'm ready.
Pete's ready.
I'm ready.
And I'm ready. And I think Kaz is ready. And Caroline's ready.
So let's play plain or patterned.
We have two piles of shards. There are 12 in each pile. The pile on my left was selected by the Johnsons. The pile on my right was selected by the Crafty Caravanners. So it's a simple case of one by one trying to identify the pile created by the opposing team. And we'll begin with the visitors. So we will allow Kaz to choose first. Take your first piece and decide if it's plain or patterned.
I'm going to go for plain.
Oh!
Caroline's turn.
Right, I'm going for this one, and I'm going for patterned. Yes, it's patterned. It's got a little bit of gold in it.
I thought you got it wrong.
Right, gonna
Right,
Kaz.
back over to this side. Oh, the
Ooh.
tension's building now. Can
is.
Kaz get this one?
My nails away to nothing.
Yeah.
Patterned.
Oh!
Oh, it is plain. Caroline, you're ahead 3-0.
Plain.
Plain, and it's
Oh,
plain.
there we go, it's plain.
Back over to this side. Yeah, we're motoring. Come on now, guys.
Patterned. We're being chunks.
Patterned. It's got embossing on.
Well, under the rules of our game today, does embossing count as pattern, folks? You picked it up. What do you consider that to be? Plain or
No,
pattern?
it's plain, isn't it?
That's a plain.
Yeah.
Right, that's fine. We're okay with that.
Go for plain.
Yay! Oh, there we are. You're on a roll now. You're on a roll. Caroline?
Patterned.
Ooh, next
yes.
bit of blue.
So tense.
Oh, it's the
Plain.
tension here.
Yay!
Yes!
Well done.
Now, we're getting the hang of it now.
Patterned. Oh,
Oh,
plain.
look out. It could be playing catch up here.
Gonna go for patterned.
Oh, that's not a bit down the bottom, was it? No, it's a chip.
Yeah,
Right.
chips don't count. Not in this game.
Patterned.
Ooh, lovely. Isn't that
That's
a rich
nice.
colour?
I'm gonna go for plain.
Oh, well done.
Yep.
I hope you're doing well if you're playing along at home.
Yes, you've got 24 chances if you're playing at home.
Patterned.
Ah.
Plain.
I'm gonna say patterned.
Oh!
Right, I'm going to go crazy patterned. Oh, yes.
Hang over here.
Patterned. Yay!
Oh.
That's pretty.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that. Patterned. No, it's plain.
Plain.
Oh,
Ooh.
well done. Patterned. Yes.
Yes.
Plain.
Well
Yes.
done. Patterned. Oh, it's
All
plain.
right, it's plain.
One for you.
11 apiece.
The final two.
Oh, the final two.
here we
Anything could happen.
go.
It could be a draw. It could be a win. It could be anything. We got 2 pieces to go. This is such a cliffhanger.
I'm going for plain. Oh,
Now
well
then,
done.
hang on. If Caroline gets it wrong, it's a draw.
Oh yeah.
So we're right down to the last.
I'm going. Oh, it's a difficult one. Just because of the tension, this is the last piece. What do you reckon? Should I go for plain or patterned? Everybody shout at home. I can't hear you. Louder. Oh, is he patterned, Phil?
Go on.
Well, they patterned. Oh, it's plain. That's the last time I listen to you.
Well,
It's a
there we
draw.
go. Both teams are as good as one another.
that's right.
Well, we've had a fantastic day, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. In fact, if you've only enjoyed it half as much as us, you'll have had a great time, and you'll certainly want to give us a thumbs up. So go ahead and do it. And of course, if you think your friends would like it, press the share button, and that would be great too. But the most important thing, from us and the Crafty Caravanners, until the next time you're watching either of us, have fun. Bye.
Bye.